Alrighty, well, hello everyone. This is video number 2 with my hobby of flight simming. As you noticed, all 30 some people of you watched it. Um, let's see here. What's happening? I don't know why that pops up. It distracts you, but it brings up that bar. Um, the last video we did an American Airlines flight, which was also a virtual airline that I fly for. American, kind of the same thing. They don't accept transfer hours, so you got to start with smaller planes and work your way up. This airline's completely different. They don't accept your transfer hours either, even though I have hundreds and hundreds in the sim and hundreds with other virtual airlines. I'm a senior captain with a Delta Virtual Airlines, and we'll fly some 7.5s and 7.4s with them in future videos if I ever make any more. But today we have to get through this check ride. It's called the FRA. It's Flight Review A. Right now I'm a probationary pilot with United Virtual. After I pass this, I can move up to 737s, a few bigger planes, and start building some hours. Once I reach, I think it's 100 hours, I can fly 757s. Um, and then once I'm back up to where I am with some of my other airlines, I'll get to fly the 7.4s. So, but we'll try to get through this. As you can see, the big difference from the last video was my freeware MD-80. This is not a freeware, it's a payware Embraer 170. As you can see, it's kind of got the animated ground crew. Let me get rid of this shit, sorry. I've got my little bit of VA in the background. I've got it all dialed down quite a bit. But they're actually loading. Realistic looking airplane. So it's going to be fun to fly. We've already done our pre-trip, or the first officer has. He's checked every bit of the outside of the plane, wheel wells, tires, everything looks good. Back in the cockpit. Now the before start, I've already done my cockpit safety. What we're going to do now is do a flight briefing. This is a conversation my first officer and I would have regarding the flight. Both of us have done quite a bit in the airplane itself to get it kind of set up. We've set our ILS for 19 left at 110.1, and then the, I believe it's the AML VOR, which is at 113.5. That's going to give us DME. We'll get this settled in. Shows it's 1.2. All this will play into our flight. We'll have to get this all set up, get through these checklists. I took this test before and went through kind of a painful process of encoding it, which was the wrong thing to do. It took a day to do it and then another day to upload it. Found a better way where I can just start uploading almost immediately. But I failed that test miserably. I got kind of lazy. It was a new plane, freeware. I kind of got used to a certain type of flying, and made enough mistakes that the check pilot that okays it and watches these, actually watches it, flunked me. So I'm taking this for the second time. The last one was in a 7.3. It was a freeware. I'm going to see if this one works better. I hope it does. I hope it doesn't give me any issues today. A lot of times with computer sims, it's just a model problem or your dang on computer, something. But you'll crash and you really didn't do anything wrong. All right, so our briefing today, what we did say is we have the Embraer 170. Our dispatch release today shows us from Washington Dulles back to Washington Dulles. We're just going to do a pattern flight, so to speak. Fuel for this flight we blocked out at 8,650 pounds with a payload on board today of 15.8. We'll go up here to the aircraft. Show that 15.886 as my payload, and I'm at 86.37, so we're right where we need to be, pretty close for that. Weather not an issue today. Clear CAVU, unlimited visibility, no NODAMs really affecting anything for this flight today. Taxi route out, we're going to push back, probably end up nose facing east, pick up, I think this is Kilo, and follow that up. Kilo 1, I think it just terminates, and we'll take off. Departure heading will actually be a 191 on my older sim here. It used to be 190. But we'll head out to approximately 9.4 nautical miles, where we'll reach our climb. If the FMC and the plane performs right at 6,000, we'll turn right to heading 280 for another 10 miles-ish. Actually, this fix will put us about a little farther out than we wanted, but I don't think it's going to be a big deal. Then we'll have about a 20-mile leg heading this direction, heading on a 010 for a fix which we've created within the nav. This is my poor man FMS. I created this flight plan myself. You can move fixes around and whatnot. But about abreast, part of the flight parameters is when we're about a beam of the airport, traveling on the 010, we want to drop our airspeed to 210. So for the FMC, the best I could do was make this the fix 3, which shows that's what my airspeed will be. We'll also be at 6,000 and then be starting our descent. Fix 5 here is going to be kind of our IAP. We'll be at 3,000, take up a heading of 140 for a little over 7 miles. By then we may have already taken over manual autopilot. We'll intercept the localizer, maintaining 3,000. But if I do decide to let this thing ride it, it shows that we will be at our DOMC, which is actually on the plate, at 1,700, and also have us down dialed in on our airspeed at around 135, we hope. So put us on final approach. That's where we'll go through checklists all the way around, but we'll decide whether or not to land the airplane back on 19 left. We will taxi and then head back to the gate. Okay, runway use is 19 left, no wind shear, rejected takeoff. We'll consult the emergency procedures. Our takeoff profile, again, looks like we'll be rotating at around 125 knots indicated. Once we've reached 1,300, well, that'll be our acceleration altitude, which will increase up to 250. We should be clean at about 3,000, flaps retracted, gear retracted, and of course always, as we show, above 1,000 feet per minute on the vertical speed indicator. That'll show our positive rate, and we'll pull the gear up. All right then. ATC we don't need to worry about. It's kind of nice to be on VATSIM. You know, they taxi us and run us around, but I'm not going to waste their time on this. Take SID, we're not applying. Transition altitude, 18,000 doesn't apply here. In fact, we'll keep our lights on all the way throughout the flight. Departure, not an issue. Train, not an issue. Again, in case of an engine failure, we'll revert to our emergency procedure cards at that time after evaluating the situation. All right, departure briefing complete. Now we're going to go into our before start checklist, and I'm going to just go to actually the plane itself. Radio's FMC, we've already set that where we need it to be. Passenger side panel, we've already set lights, everything looks good there. Flight instruments, things looking good at this point. Auto brakes, we've already set to reverse takeoff. Altimeter set. Flight director's on. The MCP, we want to make sure our V2 is set. Again, our V2 is 137, so we went ahead and added 20 to that to 157. That's going to be our initial autopilot speed, and then once we again get above 1,300, we'll increase that airspeed, clean up the airplane, and get to our initial altitude there. All right, runway heading 187. That's not good. Need to heading. There it is. Let's go to. Oh, I may have this set already. Yeah, this is on my. I've already got it set kind of to fly the flight plan. I'm going to take it off that for now, and we'll let it readjust that. Sorry. On 191. Do the same with our course. Just showing it 217. Okay, we're good there. Initial climb, it shows we're going to do about 1,600 to 6 feet if we let it run on its own, which we will for a while. Yaw damper looks good. Fuel quantity we checked. Okay, doors, windows, and all this good stuff we're going to head out of the way. Thanks for your help, guys. Shift D will close you. Inside and wave bye-bye. I'll wrap it all up. I'll start this flight. Alright, very cool stuff. Ground equipment. We will go up here and go ahead and turn on our beacon light. Which shows we're about to start engines. I've really had trouble starting this thing by the numbers, and I'm not going to do it today. I don't want to sit here and waste time. But that's what happens. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong with it. It's probably something stupid. But we'll go through this anyway. Engine area clear. Let's get into the virtual cockpit. Of course, our ground crew is telling us the same thing. Looks good. Alright, let's go back up here. Can I shorten you a hair? Alright, hydraulic pump 3A. Right here. On. Ignition. Let's see if we can get this to work. Get rid of my radio and then look at my N2. If this doesn't work, I'm going to hit Control E, guys, but we're going to do it by the numbers first. Okay. Ignition 2 auto. 2. Yeah, see, something's not happening with it. Doesn't want to. Oh, maybe that's it. Yeah, it's not working. Alright, we're going to Control E. Sorry about that. And as we're pushing, we've already gotten our permission. Nice reflective beacon there. That's what I like about these paywares. Actually, I have freeware that come damn close. You just can't get the virtual cockpit to work. And with this, you got to kind of time it. So I'm going to, whoops. And then stop it and turn it. Again, look, nice reflective texture on that engine. Love that. Just wish I had a pushback. Let my wheels turn. Alright. Kind of stabilize here. Stop our push, set our brakes. Okay, let's see if this will let it go through any of that. Okay, engines look good. I have my engines, but my checklist will be messed up, so we'll go past that. After start checklist. Right. Here you go, flaps 2. Light controls, we'll check. Normally I'm not outside the airplane looking at this. Up and down. Go ahead and check our spoilers. Good. Pitch trim. This is one of those I just not very good at, but this one I'm just going to give it a couple of degrees of nose up trim. Not too much. We don't want it climbing away from us. Ice protection checked. Air conditioning temps checked. Good. Packs 1 and 2. And a runner. PU, and you need to turn off though. Alright. Done all these. Check, check, check. Okay, after start checklist is complete. And for taxi, Taxi lights on. Let's see again, which are those? Alright, it's the middle. Brakes check. And thrust reversers. I don't know why they asked this. I've never done it. Let's see if it works though. Thrust reversers checked. Alright, checklist complete. Taxi now we'll do before takeoff. Takeoff configuration we have checked. We have looked at our V1, V2, VR. And we know that is 124, 125, and 137. Flight controls checked. Pitch check. Brake temps. CAS looks good. Parking brake. Put the TCAS on here. That takes that off. Back to checklist. Landing light and strobe as we get to the runway. All right, looking good. Again, our taxi never over 20 knots. You want to keep your turns under 10. I don't like these shadows. It's going to slow me down. Somehow kill my beacon. Nope. Alright. Yay. Virtual cockpit. Throttle settings on these are kind of goofy. Alright, we'll just watch this down here as our taxi speed. We don't want to get going too fast. But we'll head down here to Kilo, hang a left, and head down in, or it might be Lima. I may be wrong. But we'll get out of here and hopefully get through this flight this time. A little heavy-handed on the stick sometimes because I'm used to landing MD-11s and 747s. They don't respond like these do. These are almost like little fighter planes. Yeah, we'll head to Kilo. Again, taxiing a little quick. Let's back out. Nose is under us there, or I'm sorry, nose gear is under us there, so kind of what the perspective would probably look like. You know as well as I do, if you've been on some of these little commuters, these guys are hot rodders. Oh, here's my wife and mother-in-law. They've been Christmas shopping. I hope we don't get interrupted here. I may have to pause. In fact, that's indeed what I am going to do. We'll be right back. All right. Sorry about that. Let's see. All right. Are we back going or not? Hello? I sure hope so. Alright, bear with me. Alright, well, I hope I'm recording still. I'm going to taxi too fast here. Alright, I want to think about my takeoff. I want a nice nose up, keep it, under 10 degrees-ish. Let the airplane get a little bit of airspeed. tad too much throttle. But I am going to engage my autopilot, and that is kind of like presetting my FMC, so to speak. But ideally, I just want smooth takeoff, smooth speed. Once we get about 1300 indicator above 1000, we'll speed the aircraft up. All right, brakes hot. So you gotta watch that temp. When my brakes are hot. Must have ran them with my parking brakes. We're gonna have to let those cool down. I'm gonna pause here for a sec, and I'm going to go into my systems. What else we got here? Let's go to fuel. I'm gonna do a systems check. UCS. Let's see if it shows something with our brakes here. I doubt it will. Let's see if that's gonna. Alright, well, that is part of our checklist. We do not want to take off with hot brakes. I also don't want to sit here forever. If we get failed for this, I'm quitting. Alright. Nice airplane. Should get rid of the dusk though. It's going to slow my frame rates down. Actually, I want to get off you. Let's go to map. Actually, let's go to plan. I didn't load you. Well, that's alright. I do have this loaded for my FS 2004. Actually, I think I will load that. Just a nice reference. Okay, we're going to come up here and hold short of 19 left. Back off the throttles, let it coast into place. It tends to slow down quick though. I like a 7.4. You can cut the throttles and it'll almost keep rolling. Well, really a 7.5 static thrust. Okay, we're going to do a before takeoff checklist. Set the parking brake. Flaps we have set at 2 degrees. We've already done our control check. APA we know is off. Trim weight speeds check. We know 124, 125, 137. Radar as required. Thrust we are going to, don't really have that capability on this. MCP we have set. Our airspeed, initial altitude, climb rate, things of that nature. First officer is now seating the flight attendants. Transponder we're not going to worry about. Auto throttle, I'm not going to mess with you right now because it will run itself, and had disastrous results with it. Okay, we will go ahead now. Normally I wouldn't turn on the strobes or the landing lights till I was kind of on the runway, but we're going to do that now. Taxi's off, and landing lights on. After takeoff checklist coming next. Let's see. Clear my. It won't clear my brake hot. I don't know how long that'll take if it's realistic even. All right, strobes are working. Brake off. Second, guys, I'm sorry. I'll change this to rid of some shadows. Sorry. Well, I guess I didn't. But the more it sunsets, the more it eats my frame rates. lined up. Back to 2D. I'm going to take a screenshot here. Hope it works. And one more second. Sorry guys. Flight planner. Load. No. That should give us, there we go, very nice little look of our route. Alright, map, same thing. Alright, and screenshot. I don't know if this works or if I have to do this, but hopefully we have a screenshot. Okay, we're good to go. Lights are on. We're going to go ahead and do this manually until we get going up in the air, and then we'll let the autopilot take off or take over.
$17 knots, 80 knots. V1, rotate, V2, positive climb, gear up.
Take over. Okay, 1,300 feet. We're going to go ahead and increase our airspeed to 50. Oh no, I'm on FMC. It should be climbing me up now here. Put flaps in for a little bit longer. We're going to go ahead and pull in one. Bit of flaps. We're going to keep our lights on. Let's hope this flies us. Oh, come on, baby. Again, I apologize for that. Little quirks on the, see if this will let us do that. Alright, I am going to take over this. I don't fail for this. This is just a airplane snafu. Damn it. My mistake. Alright, well, probably gonna fail this. It kind of make me mad. Well, at least my airspeed or my rate of climb is increasing. We're not, we're at 240, which I think is what I've got indicated. We'll come close. A few mistakes there. But, like I say, we're doing our best. Sometimes the system fights against us. Confirm my speed. speeds. Yep, 240s, 210, down, down. All right, we're going to let the FMC fly the airplane. I should have set that up. That was a procedural mistake. Normally a real FMC and one of the more advanced payware, it's going to all get taken care of. It actually won't fully execute the program unless you've already crossed those T's and dotted them, so to speak. All right, so we're getting to 6,000 a little late. Hopefully what we're demonstrating is basic competency in an aircraft. All right, after takeoff, we know our landing gear is up, flaps are up. I do believe have in auto already. Altimeter check. And landing lights we're going to keep on. Good. Okay, we're going to hold at 6,000. Should be making our turn here. Be taking up a heading of 010. And then hopefully again we decelerate as we cross a beam. We're going to do the best with this. Outside the airplane. Sorry, just always like to do it. Nifty airplane. All right. Kind of an up and down. I guess this would be considered a cruise level of flight, so to speak. Even though we're not getting very high in the air in our descent, hopefully it'll be managed by our FMC. Showing on my VOR2, which is something I want to switch. We'll put that on 1. And this should dial us into our ILS frequency when we get close. Over here, we're going to switch. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, we'll put VO2, VOR2. That should be something different. Switch that over. That's something I got to toy with. R2 is that, and we know we want to keep you FMS fix. Well, not having much fun with that. All right. Check our status. A beam would be over here, and we're going to still track right direction. We should start slowing down here eventually, and then we'll begin our descent. We'll set up the aircraft and configure for landing. Righty, approach and descent. We'll our approach briefing. We'll be taking up a course of 100 until we're approximately on the 1, I believe. 175 outbound radial from AML. We'll take a turn to 040, take over the aircraft, pick up the localizer, start be at our IAP about 3,000. We'll ride it in for 19 left. The radar speeds will be checking. Auto brakes will set as we do our descent. And approach. We're going to be coming to that point shortly. It should be slowing me down. Again, I'm relying on my FMS to do this for me. Really don't have a cabin crew, fictional. We're just hoping they're sitting down anyway. Never really turn off the seatbelt signs. Let's go ahead and bring in our, get a closer idea. Should be slowing down because I need to cross here. Another deal, I'm not sure. 210. Hopefully it anticipates. Ah, there we go. Throwing a little. We don't want to do that too much. Oh, don't kill me here, fella. Speed brakes act differently on different airplanes. It's probably just counterproductive all the way around. Come on now. What are we doing this for? Again, we're going to just let the FMC mostly fly the aircraft. I'm going to go over to my, switch this to my localizer. Hopefully this picks me up. Ooh, VHF1, nav1. Okay, we're good. And, okay, hopefully we get our localizer and glide slope information on that. We're going to be making our turn now to 100. And again, the aircraft is slowing to a 180. We're going to resist putting in flaps at this point. Just kind of maybe work these speed brakes a little bit and see if it can't slow us down a hair. Here and see if I can zoom in on my speeds. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and touch in 1 degree, and that'll kind of serve to slow us down a little bit and put the engines in sync. Alright, we're going to go ahead and make another turn here shortly. Hopefully I can pick up this daggone frequency. Confirm that it is what it is, 110.1. Make sure that's what I have in here. 110.1. Okay. This isn't picked up frequency yet. No big deal. If we have to, we'll hand fly it in. All right, we're going to be doing our approach descent checklist. Recall on our panels. Radar, airspeed, flaps are going to be stand by. Flaps at 45, our reference speed is going to be 126, and I think I have that set. So we're going to be good to go. Auto throttle. Okay, we've got our auto brake set. Auto throttle. Tuner is current. Landing lights are still on. Before landing, we'll do the cabin notification. Make sure gears down, speed brakes and flaps, all missed approach procedures and things of that nature. All right, let's see if we can now pick up an approach frequency. Actually, no, I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself here. I'll let the plane fly it, see what happens. Put in another 2 degrees here, or approach. There we go. All right, I am going to go ahead and allow the plane, the FMS, to make our turn up here. Hopefully we don't overshoot the localizer. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not. And stop that, and we're going to put in approach. And hopefully this will turn us and drop us on our glide slope as needed. Okay, we're going to go ahead and drop our speed. Put in another notch flaps. is just a comfortable speed as approach, so we don't have too much to slow down on our final. All right, we're turning nicely in to intercept the localizer here. See that our glide slope's coming down. We want to be more or less configured, ready to go, drop gear and final flaps at that point. So I'm going to go ahead and get our approach speed down a little bit more, because we're really looking at a 126. All right, well, that isn't going to happen. So let's hope she turns us in here. Let's go ahead and drop her on down. I'm going to right all the way down. I'm going to put a couple of extra in there and get out of the airplane. The joy of simming gear and full flaps. And we overshot just a hair. We're going to allow the computer to pick it up, catch us off. All right, before landing checklist, cabin notification complete, gear down, green lights, speed brakes armed, flaps are set, heading altitude minutes approach, we understand. All right, so we should be good to go. Dropping down to our target speed, actually going to drop that exactly to 126. I'm going to take over the throttles and we'll smooch this puppy right on in. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I'm going to stabilize here. Well, with the joystick, we need to. I'm going to let the computer fly at a hair. All right, now bring it back up. Stabilizing my airspeed. Bit below glide slope. That's all right. Lining up. Give it a hair more power. All right, and I am turning off the autopilot. I have the aircraft. A little below glide slope. Give it a little more power. A little off center line. Intercept that. Back on center line. Push my trim. A little above glide slope will correct. Drop the power a little bit. Keep that runway centered. Okay, a little above is good, a little below isn't bad. Alright, we'll stabilize you out. Glide slope tends to kind of change a little closer to the runway. We are on good approach speed, a little above glide slope. Nothing too bad. Trim it down a hair, keep on the center line. There's glide slopes climbing a little. I want to put a little more power in.
$400. $300. $200.
A little above there. Don't want to dive forward too much.
100.
Minimums.
50.
Minimums.
30. 20. 10.
And reverser's on. Hopefully my landing speed wasn't too low. Low 80 knots. Put a little brakes on. Brakes get hot quick on this. Spoilers down. Alright, after landing checklist. off the runway here. And a little AI taking off in the wrong direction, or aborting. Should have turned that off. Active. Kill our strobe lights. Landing lights coming off. Flaps retracting. Alright, after landing checklist, flaps up, brakes retracted, landing lights off, transponder. We'll go ahead and click off. And let's go ahead and fire up our APU. And we confirm lights are off, strobe light is off. We'll continue our taxi. Kind of lost a little airspeed there, should have kept it up on final. I don't think it was a hard landing. I don't think I dragged the tail. Hopefully it's a pass. Functional issues with autopilot and whatnot. FMS, we got past it. I hope my check pilot passes me. I don't know if I got another one of these in me. But I know what I do differently the next time. Okay, I'm necessarily going to go back to the one we were at. In fact, let's go park next to that 7-3. What do you say? Looks like company. We'll park on the end, kind of like a commuter would, since we're not going to need a gate. Someone at my door. I should put my taxi lights on though. Not on my checklist. I'm just going to put it in here. Our own little makeshift gate. Excuse me. Good enough since we don't have a jetway. Alright, parking brake inside. Parking brake set, APU ground power as required. Let's go ahead and put you on. Start. Alright, we're good to go there. Looking off. Pumps. Cars not using, hide pumps and IRS off. Alright, we're good to go, and hopefully we pass this flight. We'll have to wait and see. Toodaloo!